my name is Janelle and I'm one of the peer educators for this year.
And I'm Joe. I'm also one of the peer educators this year.
Welcome to our Wellness Wednesday. Today we decided to have a discussion on discovering your identity. And having a strong sense of identity is especially important for your wellness. And so we also understand that college may be a time where that is really challenging because you have to find a new community all over again because you're not with your family and your friends, and so you lose that sense of security. And so this can definitely influence our mental wellness when we feel like we're not in control of our circumstances, and just like being in college is not what you expected it to be. And so when experiencing the sudden change, you might lose that sense of comfort and groundedness that your identity has once given to you in the past. And so you might have to rediscover yourself again.
Today we'll be talking about our own personal experiences of discovering our identity and how it has influenced our wellness. Yeah, so self-identity for me has been a journey that I think will never end for me. As I grow as a person, the experiences will shape my identity. I'll get rid of traits I do and don't like. Growing up as the oldest child in my family, I naturally became the big brother at a very young age. And in my mind, I had no time to think about myself as I put my family first. And going into my teenage years, even after high school, my identity started to negatively impact my life. Even with adulthood around the corner, I have gone through a phase of trying new things and listening to other people's advice. It was a time for panic for me to find out who I was. But eventually I found things that I like to do during my free time. This has allowed me to take time for myself, relieve stress, and improve my overall mood. But with maturity comes responsibility, and I have now started to rethink about what my priorities are, such as finding a career and getting my own place. Because of this, I have rethought my process and accepted my life with grace. Self-identity has always been a touchy subject for me because I still struggle with it even to this day. But with all things in my life, I have learned to give it time. Taking it day by day, this journey of self-identity has landed me here at APU. Even though I wasn't raised to be a devout Christian, my grandpa has always taught me lessons from the Bible, teaching me about life and how I should walk by faith. Because of this, I have followed Christianity throughout my life. Here at APU, I'm able to explore the religious side of my identity. Whether I continue on with Christianity, which I probably will, or move on to something that fits me, I'm just one step closer to knowing who I am.
Thank you for sharing. And it seems like you're really self-aware about just like your journey to self-identity, and you've even kind of just acknowledged that you haven't even fully discovered yourself. That it's really good that you're kind of just accepting that, because you'll be able to just discover it more about yourself as you finish college and when you like have a job and like even like start a family.
Right.
And so that will like look really different for everyone.
Yeah.
And like my own experience, I kind of just discovered my identity mainly through my faith, and I struggled with just finding like who I was in my identity, especially in middle school and high school, and because I moved schools a lot, and so that caused me to have really unstable friendships, and I felt myself always needing to change myself with different people. And it wasn't until my junior year of high school when I realized that God accepted me for who I was, and I realized that I didn't have to try to please people. I didn't have to try to make myself a certain way, because my identity was solid with God and He loved me for who I was. While I wouldn't want to go through those experiences all over again and always feeling lonely, I'm really grateful that I had those experiences looking back on it now, because it has definitely shaped the way that I view my identity now and how I believe that through that I'm able to have a more solidified identity because I know that it is determined by God and not by what everyone else thinks of me.
I think you know environment plays a huge role into shaping who a person is.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to move schools like that at a very young age, I can understand how it could be difficult to knowing who you are. And well, I guess now that you're here at APU, like you have God by your side, and you're here for 4 years, so and maybe even longer. So I guess that's also like like you said, it's part of just a journey that we're all on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so even though you found a part of your identity through faith, there are other ways to discover yourself. Yeah, so what are some ways we can promote wellness in the midst of challenges in discovering our identity?
College can be a place where you might feel lonely or you might feel really homesick. And I know that's how I felt my freshman year, and that might cause you to just not want to go out, or you might feel like really anxious to make new friends because you're basically finding a new community all over again. But for me, my freshman year during COVID, I joined a D group, and I know that really helped me during that time because we all had online classes, and that was like a way for me to just like find an online community and also be able to find people that also had the same desire to know God more through the Bible.
For me, core values played an important factor in dictating who I was. Knowing what I believed in and what I valued has made me a sound person by not letting the world get to me. Even though I do not have the bigger picture yet, because it is susceptible to change.
Yeah, and I think knowing your values are really important, especially when we use social media a lot nowadays and we like to post what we believe and whatever issue is going around the world. It's important to just like know what your values are so you won't be swayed that easily. Yeah, and another way that I found that was really helpful was journaling because writing down my thoughts has made me just more self-aware of myself and knowing why I'm feeling certain ways, and that has really just helped me.
If you or any student is seeking help with any mental health or self identity issues, be sure to check out the University Counseling Center.
Yeah, and if you didn't know, all the services are free and confidential, and there's also a 24/7 hotline that you have access to as a student. And if you don't know where it is in the Shire Mods next to the health center.
Also, if you're interested in more wellness content, maybe try one of our Cougars Care workshops. They will happen every Friday from October 14th through Thanksgiving, and will cover topics like anxiety, depression, relationships, and time management. You can come in person or on Zoom. See the link in our bio for more info.
Yeah, and that's all for today's Wellness Wednesday. Thank you for listening.